So I should honestly be a spokesperson for this product at this point. Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Essence Janay, and welcome back to another video. Now, as you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we are playing with a lot of different drugstore products. Everything's affordable or drugstore. I kind of say or because drugstore doesn't necessarily mean affordable, but you guys get the point. We're definitely saving some coin with the makeup choices for today. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I definitely wanted to just sit down, not really have anywhere to go particularly, and not feel rushed in doing a video and actually create some eyeshadow looks, because I've been really simple with the eyes these days and I just really want to shape my craft, if you will. So we'll see what we come up with. If this is in fact your first video watching of mine, definitely consider subscribing. By the end of it, we have a lot more content to push out, and we also have previous uploads that you can always check out here on my channel as well. So make sure you go ahead and do that. I'm not going to talk too much. We're definitely going to get into it, see what we come up with, and we will definitely talk about it every step of the way, but we'll definitely conclude at the end of today's video. So with all of that being said, grab your matcha tea, water, whatever is your preference, and let's just get into today's video. All right, you guys, let's just jump right into it. Would you believe me if I said that I am definitely chilling in my pajamas at the moment? That's what I'm rocking for today's video. It's just chic and comfortable and just cute. So I figured, why even bother getting dressed? I really don't have anywhere to go, but I definitely wanted to sit down and play makeup because this is my happy place. So I'm going to start with my brows. Normally I would have my brows done already before even hopping on camera, but I figured I'd go every step of the way, no matter how boring I may think it seems. So I'm gonna start with those. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've cleaned out my makeup collection, so I really had to dig deep, and especially for a brow product, because I haven't been shopping for makeup in a very long time, so I'm definitely overdue for that. But I have here this e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil, and this is actually in a little bit of a lighter shade than my actual brows. So this is in brunette, and it's a little bit lighter than what I necessarily would use for the brows, but I told you guys I'm keeping this drugstore, so I'm going to try. So I'm going to start by just flicking the brows upwards with the spoolie part of this pencil, and I just freshly plucked and trying to clean up my brows because they was looking a little bit scary. So I'm just going to, I can't use this mirror, I'm gonna line underneath my brows. I like to kind of shape them out first, so I just draw a line underneath the brow, and as you guys can see, hopefully you can see, it's super light, definitely a lot lighter than my brow. Maybe it's not really coming off that way on camera, but trust me, brunette is a little bit too light for me, but we're gonna make it work. I kind of do like this pencil, even though it's a little bit lighter than my brow. I do like the color. Sometimes I feel like when I'm doing my brows on camera, it doesn't really turn out as good if I wasn't, but I wanted to show you guys in real life, I'm really using drugstore products. So as you guys can see, it's not the darkest brow nonetheless, and I really didn't use a lot of pencil to get that, you know what I mean, just small hair strokes in the front, and then just filling in any sparse areas. Now typically for concealer I would go in with the NARS, and even in the past when I've done drugstore videos, I've always used the NARS concealer, and I've been very transparent about that. However, in this video I really wanted to keep it strictly drugstore and nothing else. So I am going in with this Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm going to use this just to clean up my brows a little bit. So I'm going to put some of this on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use this Morphe M224 brush just to kind of clean up. Honestly, you guys, I had no idea how that was going to play out. It is a little light, which is weird. I definitely like to use something a little more closer to my skin tone and a little thicker in consistency, which is why I love the NARS in the Pot concealer. But I guess this does the trick, you know. It will be covered up by foundation and everything else, so that's fine. But this is why I like a potted concealer. So if you guys know a drugstore concealer that's in the pot that is very similar to the NARS, let me know if I don't happen to find it first myself, because that would be really, really helpful. But it's all right. It's just not what I'm used to. So I think we're gonna leave it like that for now. Now I am going to be double priming because sometimes I just like to be extra, and today is one of those days. But I'm going to start with this one from Hard Candy. So this is their hydrating primer, and it's very dupable to the Milk Hydra Grip primer. So I'm going to use this first because I do love the grip that it has, and it's definitely very hydrating in my opinion, more so than the Milk Makeup version, or the Milk Makeup 1, if you will. So I'm just going to put them all over and just kind of let this sink into the skin. You can feel like the cooling sensation the minute you put this primer on, which is nice. I will say it may not be as like sticky as the Milk Hydra Grip, but it definitely is a great primer and definitely more affordable. So there's always that. And I'm going to apply some on my forehead as well. Just all around. Now, just like my skincare products, I am starting to let my primers kind of like sink into the skin and just give it time to really just penetrate and do what it's supposed to do, in hopes that it could potentially help the situation at the end of the day, because we all know not everyone believes that primers do anything. But for me, I just like to let hydrating things especially just sink in. So we are going to go back to the eyes and work on shadow while this primer kind of sinks in, and then we'll go in with our second primer. So for eyeshadow, I feel like Colourpop has some of the best pigmented formulated eyeshadows on the market. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. And so with that being said, I went into my collection trying to figure out which Colourpop palette I was going to use. So I did pull out 2 of them. They both should kind of not be a stranger to you all, but definitely one of the 2. So the first one is the Colourpop Nude Mood Palette. We all love a good nude palette where you can just have your everyday colors and shades, which I feel is this palette. And then I also pulled out this Colourpop Grandeur palette, and she looks like this. So really cute. Still kind of with the neutral vibes, if you will. Definitely some nice shimmer in here, and a little pop of color if you chose to go that route. So that's the Grandeur palette, and these are not expensive at all. Like $14, I want to say $14-15 for 9 shades is not bad. So we're going to be playing with both of these palettes today, and I think I'm going to start with the Nude Mood palette because I need somewhat of a transition shade in the crease. So I'm going to grab my Morphe M504 brush. I really love Morphe brushes. I believe I've said that before, but just to say it again, I really do think Morphe makes some really good affordable brushes. And I'm going to take a little mixture between Bare to Wear and All Natural, which are these 2 shades in the palette, and I'm going to buff those into my crease. Now I could just go in with All Natural. I forget that this does not have a mirror, but I could go in with All Natural by itself. I don't really need the other one necessarily, but I just like to use both. So I'm going to use this shadow on the outer part of the eye, and I'm just going to tap, tap, tap. I don't want it to be too smoky out there, but just a little something. And I'm going to put some over here as well. And then I'm not going to go in with additional product. I'm going to start blending this in like this, just kind of flickering it, I guess, into the eye like that. Ooh, pretty. And work my way up. If fallout is an issue for you, this palette definitely has a lot of fallout, but it's definitely very pigmented and worth the hassle, if you will. So I'm going to now darken it up just a little bit more. I want a little bit more deepness within the look. So I'm going to take Mode, which is this shadow right here, and I'm going to press again, same motion on the lower part of the outer lid, like so. So you get that full-on pigment. And then I'm going to go back in with one of the previous brushes that we were using, just to slowly blend that. Now for my lid shade, I am going to skip the cutting of the crease. I mean, I could very well do that, but I feel like that's a little bit more like formal, and it's a little bit more to it versus the route that I am going to take. Not that it can't be done, because I have done it before, and trust me, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. But we're going to skip that for today because I want something that's not as formal and just a little bit more seamless and cute and just poppy, if you will. So I'm gonna grab the Grandeur palette, and I'm gonna take Hawes. I believe that's how you say it. It's this golden shimmer right here. Really cute and pretty. This is more of like a yellow, like warm golden color, and the Wink Wink in the Nudes palette, which is also very pretty, is more of like a pink undertone, if you will, more like a rose gold, where this is more of like that white gold. So I'm gonna use this one because, again, I honestly do not remember using this palette, and I've had it for a little minute. So I'm going to take that on a semi-flat brush. It's not completely flat, it has a little fluff to it, and I'm just going to start placing that on my lid, definitely in the inner part of the eye, and just tapping that on. Just light, gentle tapping motions. We're going to grab Put On Airs, which is the center gold shade. It's definitely a lot darker than the other one over there that we were using. Or maybe I just dipped into the wrong shimmer. I think I'm wearing two different shimmers on my eyes. I don't even know how I did that, you guys. Used two different eyeshadows, but it happened. And I pressed a little bit of that Lash shimmer in the inner corner just for like a little pop. I think it looks cute. And I'm going to just go on the outer corner a little bit more with the Mode shade. Again, it's this one in the Grandeur palette, just to deepen that up. And that'll pretty much wrap up this. You know what? Actually, I'm feeling a little testy. I want to use Monaco, which is like a blue. It has a little shimmer, but I feel like the shimmer isn't going to come off too much. And what I'm actually going to do is grab this little like pencil brush, if you will. I'm going to dip into that, and I'm going to use this on the outer like corner. Just like flick it. Kind of like the same thing I would do if I had black eyeshadow. I don't know, let's see if this makes a difference. You're like creating like a fake wing effect, but I'm not winging it out completely. Just a little in the bottom corner. So one of my favorite mascaras, drugstore side, is this one from Maybelline. This is the Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara, and you guys have seen me use this before. And this is also a mascara that I like to use when I do my individual falsies, or whatever you guys want to call them, like faux extension lashes. But today we're just gonna throw on a strip lash, and I'm just gonna do a nice coat on my natural lashes. When it comes to picking lashes that I'm actually going to be putting on, I definitely didn't want anything too dramatic with today's look. So I have two that I'm gonna decide on. I have these from Eyelure, and these are the Jordan Woods lashes. And then I have these ones that are Salon Perfect Extension Seekers in 661. So I don't know which pair I'm going to end up putting on. Of course, I will let you guys know, but I'm definitely going to do this part off camera. And just like that, our lashes are on. I think they're really cute. They definitely frame the eyes very nicely. And just to let you guys know, I did go with the Eyelure London Jordan Woods lash. I don't know if these have any other name for them other than it being Jordan Woods, but I'm pretty sure she has multiple styles. That's why I'm confused, but that's all the information it gives me. So I really love them. They look really nice, really frame the eyes very nicely, and I feel like it complements the eyeshadow too. So now we're gonna move on to what I love to consider my favorite part of any makeup look, and that is perfecting my base. So as you guys seen, I went in with the hard candy primer first. That has definitely had more than enough time to sink in. So now we're gonna go in with the second one. This one is from e.l.f. This is their Acne Fighting Putty Primer. It's green. But this, you guys, feels like skincare. I absolutely love it. So hydrating, so moisturizing. And although it's a pore priming primer, I'm definitely going to put this all over my face. I'm not even going to just concentrate it in one area because, I mean, why not? Even though it's pore priming. I mean, pores, no pores. Girl, cover it up. Cover it up. Just really smooth and just, oh, I love it. I feel like it's the most hydrating primer I've tried from e.l.f. As far as like their putty primers go, outside of the hydrating putty primer that I have never tried. I've never tried that, so I cannot compare it to that one, but I can definitely compare it to the other three, I want to say. There's the original, there's the matte, and I feel like there's one more, but maybe I'm wrong. But definitely out of those two, and then now this one, so hydrating. Love, love, love it. And it just goes on really nicely. So now that I have that applied, this isn't something I necessarily need to let sit into the skin and like sink in, which is why I didn't apply it sooner. I'm gonna go right in with foundation. Honestly, if I had to think of what is my favorite foundation, drugstore side, this will definitely be top choice for me. I really, really love this one, so I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline 24 Hour Foundation, and I have the shade Golden Doré. Now, I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like they reformulated this. I'm gonna definitely have to try it. I've seen it on the shelves. Again, I just have not purchased makeup in a while, but I'm definitely gonna pick that up because I love this one, and I would love to see if I feel the same about their new formulated product of this or production of this. So I'm definitely going to try that out in the future, but for today we're going to stick to using the OG version. And I'm going to put 2 pumps on the back of my hand to start. And I like to use my finger at first just to go in with the product and just kind of put it on my face any old kind of way, honestly. There's really no rhyme or rhythm to it. Very little on the forehead though. I'm not trying to do too much. But oh my gosh, you guys, this foundation is everything. And then keeping it drugstore, I'm gonna go in with my sponge and just tap this in. Now, if I get any more of a tan, I might have to figure out what shade to use next, but I really, really love this just for a flawless foundation base. And if you have seen my Amazon finds video, I was definitely wearing this foundation in that video. I love, love, love this foundation. Honestly, I really do. And like I said, it's definitely my top foundation. Very high coverage with this and so lightweight. And I feel like it looks really flawless on the skin. So that's also a plus. Now the lasting 24 hours situation, I cannot vouch for because I do not wear my foundation for 24 hours. But it definitely has held up through some high temperatures, I will say that. Now for concealer, I am going to use my e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is probably my favorite drugstore concealer as well. Honestly, this should be a favorites video at this point, but what point was it to make a video like this using all drugstore products without pulling out my favorites? I mean, that would be kind of crazy, especially since I'm just using products that I already have in my collection and I don't have anything new to share with you guys. Using my favorites is probably the best thing to do. So I'm going to go in with some of this. So right in here. Of course, we have to get underneath our eye. Definitely brightening for sure. But between this one and the Maybelline, that's honestly the only drugstore concealers I have at the moment. So if you guys know of any really good drugstore concealers outside of the ones I already have in my collection, let me know. I have that placed and I'm going to start blending the center first and then save the under eye for last because I like it to get a little dry, not dry, but like a little tacky, if you will. And to do that, I'm gonna use my brush. I'm gonna use this one. This is a Real Techniques brush, but I've had it for forever. That the name has definitely rubbed off, but it's definitely been around the market for a long time. So I'm just gonna use this just to press it into my chin, above the lip. You see it's drying down already. This does dry down pretty quickly, I will say that though. And then my nose. So by the time I get to my under eyes, it's like perfect timing to blend out. Now, if you thought we were gonna do a whole drugstore video and I wasn't gonna pull this product out, then you clearly do not know me. So I should honestly be a spokesperson for this product at this point. So I'm gonna use the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist just to kind of like melt all the creams that we placed down thus far and just give us that extra boost and help elongate the creams that we put on so that they don't like crease up and stuff. Just give ourselves a little bit more time, and it really helps with setting the overall makeup look, as I've said 1,000 times. So I'm gonna spray my face generously with this. I really enjoy cream contouring because I just feel like it does what it's supposed to do, contour the face, and just gives my face a little bit more shape than what it's giving right now. So we're gonna go in with this one from Milani. This is the Conceal and Perfect. This is actually their longwear concealer, but I really love using this shade, which is Warm Almond, for my cream contour. Very short with the taps, and come right up here on my jawbone. Literally my jawbone is right here. So I'm just tapping, and I'm gonna go around the edge of my face and just really start to contour my cheeks. I want to be sure that I'm not taking it too low, because then our face will look nice and muddy, and we don't want muddy. And I have a small face as it is, so I can't come all the way down here. You know what I mean? So I keep it really high up, kind of like where I would put my blush, honestly, and just tap up from there. Since I do not have a face powder from the drugstore that's affordable that would match me right now, I only have one, and I got a shade too dark, so I can't use that. So I'm just going to use the same Maybelline powder, and I'm putting very, very little in my cap, you guys. Hold on, I don't think you guys can see that. Very little in the cap, okay? Not much at all. And I'm going to take this big fluffy brush. This is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH01, and I'm going to swirl that in there. Dust it off. Make sure I dust it off really well, because I don't want a buildup of powder. And I'm just going to tap this all over my face. So this is basically going to make the face powder, if you will, but it's not as intense as what we put underneath our eyes, because I'm not using a sponge, I'm not using a lot of product. It was just very minimum product, very light, and this brush is very fluffy, so it just helps to just press everything in. And you cover more you cover more surface space with this. I don't know what's going on with me. Cannot get my words out. Now that we are almost finished, I do need to revert to the lower lash line, and what I'm going to do for that is very, very simple, as it always is. I really don't do anything too intense underneath the eyes. I am going to take a little bit of the lighter shade, actually, in the Nude Mood palette. I'm going to use All Natural, and I'm just going to smudge that on the entire lower lash line. And then in the outer corner, like the lower part of the eye, I'm going to take Monaco, and I'm going to smudge that there, just like we did on the top part, just to kind of bring the top to the bottom a little bit. And that'll be that for that. So just like that, our eyes are complete. So now let's go ahead and finish off this face with some bronzer, a little bit of blush, and a touch of highlight. So for bronzer and blush, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Collection, and this is by Wylie. I believe that's how you say her name. And they definitely still have this at Target for sure. I've seen it on the shelves. And I'm going to just mix the bronzer shades together. I'm going to be using both of them. And I'm also going to be using the apricot for the blush. So let's go in with bronzer first. I just like mixing the two. I really don't have a favorite out of the two in the palette. I'm going to start by just tapping and then using kind of like motion. What was that? I don't even know what I did, but you guys get the point. Just bronzing up my face a little bit with this product. For the blush, I'm going to use a similar brush, not the same. They're both from Real Techniques. This is 201 and this is their blush brush. So it's actually for blush. And I'm going to take that apricot shade and I'm going to tap that on my cheeks. Just for a light peachy blush. And I'm going to tap right here. Because we all know I love that like sun-kissed glow on the cheeks. It's so pretty. You guys see why I love this palette? It finishes off everything just perfectly. Now traditionally I probably would just go in with the highlight that is in here, but I wanted to use something else just to kind of mix it up. I am going to use this one from Colourpop that I haven't touched in I don't know how long. It smells so good still, and this is their pressed illuminator in champagne bubbles. Starting with the tip of the nose, above the lip, just very lightly, and then down the bridge of the nose. I'm going to take some on my brow bone as well. I do have 2 more products. I found a gloss, but before that, we definitely need to set our face. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'm going to use this one from Revolution Pro. This is their Hydra Matte Fixing Spray, and it has hyaluronic acid and vitamin E. And we love anything with hyaluronic acid over here because it just helps keep the skin nice and, you know, plump and everything. And also a good thing about this having hyaluronic acid in it is that it's matte. So like you can still get that matte look and still get the benefits of the HA. So anyways, love the sprayer as well. And I'm just going to spritz my face down. So then as this dries, we are going to apply our gloss. Now the gloss that I did pull out is the Maybelline New York Lifter Gloss. And this also has hyaluronic acid in it. And that's it. So we're going to put this on. It has like a pinky undertone. This is in Ice. This is my favorite one in this line. But very comparable to the Fenty glosses, I will say that. Alright beauties, this is the look finished and complete. I mean, you could not tell me that this was all drugstore. Like, we used all affordable products and we're still able to end up with a high-end looking makeup look. Like, it just looks so flawless and phenomenal. Honestly, sometimes drugstore will surprise you. It can turn out even better. Like, and this is better than what I envisioned, honestly. I just really love sitting down, playing with makeup, and just creating beautiful things. I'm beautiful, you know, with or without makeup, but a little makeup doesn't hurt nobody, and I love the way this look came out. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but I'm definitely feeling this look today. Honestly, prestige, non-prestige, none of that matters. Just as long as the products and the quality of these products are good and they perform well, then you should be able to end up with the same results regardless. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully I didn't come off a little too vain, but I really am obsessed with this look. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. If you have any new products you want me to try, whether that be high-end, drugstore, whatever, let me know in the comments as well. And I cannot wait to see you guys in my next upload. So with all of that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I love you so very much, and I will catch each and every one of you in my next upload.